Few things in life is better for your happiness than a comforting, creamy chicken stew on a chilly day, with silky smooth mashed potatoes and maybe a few greens just for show. We start our journey to flavorful, optionally but highly necessary, with 2 whole chickens. I'll give you a quick tutorial on how to deal with these, in case you're hesitant. If you're slightly unwilling, then simply get bone-on or off chicken thighs and legs. Why? Because they are the tenderest and most fail-proof part of the chicken. It would take serious skill and expertise to mess them up. Breasts are used for other things, which is a video or 2 for another day. And they also dry out within the blink of an eye. And those eyes will tear up with sadness. No good. We separate the legs from the breasts by following the large cavity down to the spine on either side. Remove the wings by cutting through the shoulder joint. We'll use the bones, wings and some skin for a delicious broth that'll take our stew to a whole new galaxy of flavor. If you want to go on a whole chicken journey like never before, then I have a video for Hainanese chicken and rice, which is a whole new universe altogether. But for now, we move along and remove the breasts from the breastbone by following it from the middle down and keeping the knife close to the bone. If you want to remove the wishbone, which is simply the collarbone, then go ahead. I never do, but you do you. Once the breasts are off, you remove the tenders or fillets if you like, or not if you don't. In this case, I want the skin for flavor, so we remove that too. Otherwise, just keep it on. You can now do what you want with the breasts. I like brining them in 1 liter of water with exactly 20 grams of salt overnight. Then from there, to the freezer or sous vide depending on my mood. Back to the thighs and legs. Remove the whole leg by following the backbone slightly down the side and around the hip joint. That little piece of spine goes into the broth along with the wings, skins and breast carcass. Separate the legs from the thighs by cutting through the knee joint. Now you know a bit of chicken biology and life can go on. You should have a bowl of legs and thighs and a bowl of broth gear. Place the broth gear into a large pot. Then bring to a boil and either skim off the scum from the top or throw out the first boil and cover with fresh water. Method 1 being Western and method 2 Eastern. I like Western simply because we don't need a perfectly clear broth in this case, but plenty of flavor. To the pot we add a few chopped up onions, skin and all, as well as crushed or roughly chopped garlic cloves. Same thing, skin and all. Finally a few optional but necessary thyme sprigs. Then gently simmer it for 30 minutes. It should take along nice and slow while you skim off any frothy bits rising to the top. Never vigorously boil as you'll end up with a flat, bland tasting broth. Also, don't salt it because it will hinder full flavor extraction from the ingredients. Our aromatics for this stew, or fricassee, if we want to sound fancy in French, is leek, onion, mushrooms and garlic. We start with leek, 250 grams or 2 medium leeks, white parts and a little bit of green only. Cut them in half lengthways, then place them into a bowl. We need to wash these thoroughly because leeks are dirtier than a pirate's mouth. Wash them in plenty of water, then lift it out and place it into a clean bowl. Clean 5 large garlic cloves and indiscriminately slice, chop or crush them finely as you like. We need 250 grams or about 2 cups of button mushrooms. If your mushrooms aren't clean, then give them a quick rinse and dry very well. Then slice them into 4 or quarter them. Same but different. Don't go too small or too thin, as they will shrink to nothing if you do. Next we heat a pan with a generous bit of olive oil. Once the oil is hot, we salt and fry the chicken on all sides, getting good color on them. Keep moving them around, making sure you get even coverage all over. This is a vital layer of flavor, and if done half-heartedly could result in unhappiness, leading to problems And you know by now what we say on this channel. Avoiding problems is easier than dealing with them. Once they are satisfactory, remove the chicken pieces into a bowl and keep them to the side. In the same pan, you fry the mushrooms without salting them. As they cook, they will release water, picking up the fond, then caramelize. Once browned, you remove them too and set aside for now. Into the pan goes a large knob of butter, followed by the leeks and garlic. Salt them and pepper them to avoid early browning. Before we go further, you might be asking, why all this faffing about, just making a stew? Why not just chuck it all into a pot and boil it and be done with it? The answer is simple. No matter what you cook, you always have to build and layer the flavor. Very much like an artist will layer his painting to get the desired outcome. You can of course do what you want and end up with something similar to this. The equivalent of this as a painting. You see the issue? And this rule goes for everything in cooking. Build the flavors, enjoy the results. Easy. Anyway, back to business. Add a few bay leaves as well as a few fresh thyme leaves pulled from the sprigs. Cook it on low medium heat until softened slightly. Then add the mushrooms back in. Little stir and in goes 25 grams or around 3 tablespoons of plain flour. Cook it out for a few seconds, then in goes 250 grams or 1 cup of dry white wine. If you don't use alcohol products, then chicken stock it is. Cook it out for a good minute or two, then add chicken stock, whether you like it or not, 500 milliliters or 2 cups worth. In goes the chicken, then cover the pan with a lid. Very gently simmer it lid on for around 10 minutes. Then remove the lid and simmer for another 15 minutes lid off. During this time, you can cook your garnish of choice. Some fluffy rice, velvety mashed potatoes, blanch a few greens, whatever makes you happy. Do not boil it vigorously and keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. Obvious but often neglected. Once the chicken pieces are cooked, very carefully remove them and set aside. Add 230 grams or 1 cup of double cream. Mix it well to get to know the sauce and keep gently simmering it. We add the final few touches with a few grindings of black pepper and salt adjustment if needed. A tiny touch of magic is the zest of 1 lemon and a tiny squeeze of the same lemon right before serving. You should now have a delicious creamy sauce. Before we get the chicken back in, we chop some parsley, indiscriminately small as you wish, and add it to the sauce last minute. Carefully add the chicken back in and reheat, making sure everything is nice and steamy hot. On this occasion, I served it with a bit of creamy mashed potatoes and steamed tender stem broccoli. Plenty of sauce, a bit of leg, a bit of thigh, a touch more parsley. But most important of all, it's high time to go live a happy life.